June 2015. And since then, I'm just going to touch on a few of the things that I have achieved in the marketing plan. So the 4cc incentive level 3, which is consecutive 12 months. Network professional level 3, which is the most sought after yellow suitcase in the world. That was when I joined this business, that was my biggest goal, was to actually achieve the yellow suitcase. 100 Club, recruitment incentive level 2, which is also the £1,000 of Selfridges vouchers. So I'm going to travel down to Manchester in the next couple of weeks and choose my next Success Day outfit. And most recently, just within the last few weeks, Eagle Manager, woohoo! Okay, so my life before Forever was completely different. I left school at the age of 17 and I got a job in a high street bank. Now, I had basic qualifications, but I was a hard worker and I always knew that I wanted to be successful because I had big dreams, massive visions, but I didn't know what I was actually going to do to help me fulfill those dreams and visions that I had. So I got my head down and worked my way up the corporate ladder, and at 21 I became a bank manager, which at the time was the youngest bank manager in Scotland for that bank that I worked for. But Zach and Lily arrived and it all changed. My outlook in life completely changed, and I'm sure that a lot of you sitting in the audience today will be able to relate to that. I know that Alison did because we were talking about it backstage briefly. But I didn't want to go back to that corporate way of living, and I decided that I was going to start up my own business. Why not? But the main problem was, one, I never had any money to start my own business. Two, I never had any savings. What if it didn't work? I had no backup plan. And three, I never had any income whatsoever if I walked away from my job as a bank manager. But me being me and like to take a risk, I did. And I left my job in the bank when I had 2 young children, and much to the upset of my family, because of course they were worried that I was walking away from what they classed as a secure job, a good income, a pension, maternity pay, sick pay. But I thought there's got to be more to life. In fact, I knew there was more to life. So I borrowed tens of thousands of pounds to start up my own business in sensory development for babies. And the first 3-4 years were really, really hard. In fact, so difficult that my parents, at several occasions, many times throughout the 3 or 4 years initially, were putting food on the table for me, my husband and my 2 children. They put diesel in my car to make sure I could go to work every day. They basically kept our heads above water. But I never gave up. I was determined to make it a success. 4 years down the line, I was still at a loss of 35,000 after 4 years in business. But at the very point where I was ready to say, enough is enough, I need to get a job, my business turned around. And I built up a massively successful business, where I was then able to franchise out my business. I began employing people, had drivers, had admin assistants, had franchisees. I became the senior trainer for the UK. I was an international coach and mentor for franchisees all over the world. But with that life, I was working 70, 80 plus hours a week. So I started it initially so that I could spend more time with my family, but it built up to the point that I wasn't spending any time with my family. But at the end of the day, that was my life. That's what I chose. That was my decision. That was all I had, or so I thought, until, voila, the C9 box arrived. And day 3 of my C9, I decided, after bouncing out my bed at 10 to 5 in the morning, full of energy, I was starting another business. That's it. I'm starting another business. And I ordered the box. I never even told my husband until I had ordered it. And then I said to him, I'm starting another business. And he went, no, you're not. And I went, I've already ordered the box. So that was that. I launched my forever business. The box arrived, the contents of which I'm sure you are extremely familiar with. And it sat in my hall for 2 to 3 weeks in all its glory, looking up at me, screaming, open me, let me out, let's set me free. You know, and I ignored its cry for help, completely and utterly ignored its cry. And my husband kept saying to me, I thought you were starting another business, Lisa. And I kept saying, I will, I'm too busy, I'll get round to it, I'll do it. So I decided after my first planning meeting that I was going to launch this business. So on the 10th of July, I had my very first planning meeting, not knowing the first thing about aloe vera or network marketing, just going along because my upline said, let's have a planning meeting. And I thought, okay, sounds exciting. Sat in Costa for 3 hours, mainly just chatting about coffee and cakes, to be honest. But after she spoke me through the marketing plan, I left that planning meeting with laser-like vision. All of a sudden, this opportunity was going to be the answer to everything that I have ever wanted in my life. I found it, this is what I've been searching for. So I got the head down, and by the end of July, so within about 3 weeks, I had achieved the supervisor position, 25 case credits, but my team leading bonus was 0. So that was my first month in business. My team leading bonus was 0, but I still had my retail profits. August, I then achieved assistant manager. So 3 weeks later, I achieved assistant manager. And my very first bonus in the business, a team leading bonus, was £884 plus my retail bonus. I was absolutely buzzing. I couldn't believe what I had my hands on, because I thought if I can make this extra income, then that can come to me. It doesn't need to go into the business. I can then increase the hours of my admin assistants to take off the pressure of what I was doing in my traditional business. But then in September, 3 weeks later, I hit manager, and my second bonus was just over £2,000. And my first full manager bonus in October was £2,500. And I couldn't believe it. I was over the moon. But at that point, I decided to continue working my forever business. But what has it actually given me? So I wasn't prepared to walk away or give up my traditional business at that point. Yes, my business had initially taken off very quickly, but that was just because I did have laser-like focus, and I was determined to achieve this position in the marketing plan. So what has it given me? Well, for me, I would say the most important thing it's given me time, because it's allowed me to sell my traditional business, which means that I now spend all of those 70 hours a week that I spent in my traditional business, have so much more time now to spend with my family, and that is something that I just simply can't put a price on. But what it has given me is the time to do the things that we love the most as a family, and that is going on holiday. We love to go on holiday when we can. So in the last 12 months, now I am not saying by any manner of means that Forever has funded the holidays that I have went on in the last 12 months, but what I'm going to say to you is it has given me the time to take the holidays that I was never able to take before. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about what it has given me. love looking at those pictures. So we've been able to, as a family, go to Florida 3 times in the last 12 months. New York, Las Vegas, Lanzarote, Flamingo Land, adventure holidays, because now I have so much time to spend with my family. So I am forever grateful for that. But what else has it actually given me, apart from the income and the time? It's given me opportunities to grow and develop as a person. So I had visions of standing up in front of hundreds and thousands of people speaking at events such as this. But I knew that was something that I had to work up to. So my first task was to speak at a product launch. Yay, tick that off. Then we moved up to business presentations, training events, success days, and now the big smoke, London, baby. So I have came on so far, or so much, in my forever journey. But what else, or what does the future hold for me? Well, for me, it holds my vision. And as I've already said to you, I believe that forever is the opportunity to completely fulfill my vision. So it's to allow my passion to lead me to reach my full potential. That is my ultimate goal in life, so that I can inspire and make a difference to the lives of other people. But I also believe that the ultimate goal in life is happiness. And I believe that in order to achieve happiness, we have to grow and develop as a person. But I know that it's been spoken about lots already this morning, but when you have this burning desire deep within the pit of your stomach, then you get the butterflies, you get the excitement, you have the enthusiasm, you have the passion, you have the energy. You can't stop thinking about it. And when that happens, you activate something in your brain, or the part of the brain known as the reticular activating system. And it's this part of the brain that actually allows you to bring the things that you want into your life. So it's a bit like if you buy a new car, and as soon as you buy the new car, as soon as you leave that showroom, everywhere you go, you see this new car. So you see it in every street, every roundabout, everywhere you turn your head, you see the new car. And that's because you can't stop thinking about that new car. So you pick up your new car, and you can't stop thinking about it. You get in the new car, you're thinking about it, you're so excited about driving the new car. Everybody's looking at you driving this new car. They're looking at me in my new car. Yes, they are. But you feel so proud. You know, you're smiling, a big cheesy face, and because you can't stop thinking about it. So therefore, it gives you this RAS for short part of your brain gives you what you can't stop thinking about. And your goal and your vision works the exact same way. You can't just visualize it though. You have to feel it. You have to live it. You have to breathe it. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. So thank you so much for listening to me. It has been amazing. And let's go and work on those goals and visions. Have a great weekend, everyone.